Hi Mrs Mitchell's group and welcome to the third lesson on place value. Today we're going to look at comparing objects. Let's look at the first one together. We have to represent and compare the numbers 452 and 542 using place value counters. Then we need to say, by comparing them, which one is the biggest one. So I've got some place value counters which I can drag into each grid. So we've got to see which is bigger, 452 or 542. I'm going to make 452 to start with. So that's a 4 in the hundreds column. I need 5 in the tens column. And I need 2 in the ones column. Okay, so that represents 452. If I now need to make 542, I need to have another 100 in here. So I'm going to have 5 hundreds this time. I'm going to have 4 tens and 2 ones. So the bigger number is this one, 542, and that's because it's got an extra 100. It's got one more 100. So I need to write down that 542 is greater than 452. Represent and compare the numbers using place value counters 523 and 512. Could you draw yourself 2 grids like you see here? Using counters, put 523 in the grid and 512 in the grid, then have a think about which is the biggest number. Pause the video now. Okay, let's have a look. So 523 has got 5 hundreds. So 5 in the hundreds column, 2 in the tens column, and 3 in the ones column. So that's 523. 512 still has 5 in the hundreds column, but it's only got 1 10 and it's only got 1 1. So because it's only got 1 10, that straight away means that it's smaller. So 523 is greater than, which is bigger than, 512. Let's look at this one. Which number is bigger? This number here or this number here? And I've put this here just in case you find it useful. We've got to put the correct symbol in the place to show which is the bigger number. So let's just first of all work out what this represents. This is 100 because there's 10 columns and 10 rows, and 10 by 10 is 100. So that's 100, 200. We've got 4 tens here. So we've got 200, add 4 tens which are 40, plus we've got 4 ones here. This one has got 100. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens, which is 50, and we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones, which is 5. So in total, 100 add 50 add 5 is 155, and 200 add 40 add 4 equals 244. Which of those is bigger? If you want to, you could write 244 and then 155. Because they've both got 3 digits, they've got hundreds, tens and units, I can compare the hundreds. This one's got 200s, but this number's only got 100, which means that 244 is bigger. This is 244. My symbol needs to go this way because the crocodile eats the biggest number. So the mouth is open towards the biggest number. So that's why I would draw this symbol. Okay, now you pause the video and see which is bigger, this number or this number. And if you want to, draw yourself a place value chart and put both numbers in, and then put the correct symbol in its place. Pause the video now. Okay, so for this one I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 100s, which is 600, and these are tens. So I've got 6 tens, which is 60. So 600 has hundreds, tens, and ones. 60 only has tens and ones because they're tens. That means that 600 is bigger because it also has hundreds. So my crocodile needs to eat the biggest number because the open mouth is pointing towards that bigger number. Well done if you got that right. Okay, now is slightly different. There's place value counters on one side and base 10 on the other, but it's just the same concept. Which number is bigger? This one here or this one here? Pause the video and have a go. Okay, this number here has got 10, 20, 30, 31. I'm going to write down 31. This number here has got 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So they've both got 2 digits. They've both got tens and ones. That's 31 and that's 35. So I can compare the tens. They've both got 3 tens. So we need to move on to the ones. This has got 1 1, but this has got 5 ones. So 35 is bigger. So my crocodile's mouth is going to eat 35. And that's going to be that crocodile there, eating 35. Let's try this one together. Draw counters to make the statement true. So I've got this number here, but the crocodile is eating the biggest number, so I need to have counters over here to make a bigger number than what's over here. So let's just see what this is worth. 10, 20, 30, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 910, 920, 921, 922. Or to set it out simpler, I could go 900, add 20, add 2 equals 922. So I've got to use my counters to make a number that's bigger than 922. So I don't have any thousands. So what I am going to do is I'm going to have 900s again, unless I choose to have 10 hundreds, which is going to make 1,000. If I have 10 hundreds, I don't even have to have any tens or ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could have that. I could take that away and stick to 9 and maybe put 3 tens on to make it bigger. Or I could stick to having 2 tens but have an extra 1. So I've got 923. There's lots and lots of possible options. Now you try this one. So you've got to work out what this number is. Think about what this symbol means. Which number the crocodile eats, which number the biggest number is. And think about whether you need to draw some counters on your paper that's bigger or smaller than this number. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so this symbol means the crocodile eats this number because the open mouth is going to eat this one. So what is this number worth? 100, 200, 300. So I'm going to write down 300. I've got 10, 20. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. So 300 add 20 add 1 is 321. So I've got to use my counters to make a number that's smaller than 321. And there's loads and loads of possible options. I could just have 100. I could have 200. I could have 320. Basically anything that's 320 or lower. You could even just have the number 1. challenge number 1, true or false. This represents a number that's bigger, it's crocodile, it's a bigger number than this. Is that true or false? Is this bigger than this? Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so that's 100, 200. I've got 200s. I've got 1, 2, 3 10s. So 200 add 30. Add, how many ones have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So to add them together, I've got 200s, 4 10s and 4 units, 4 ones. So I've got 244. Over here I've got 100, 200. I've got 200. I have got 1, 2, 3, 4 10s, which is 40. And I've got 4 ones. 240. Add 4, 244. So is it true that this number, 244, is bigger than this number, which is 244? What I'd have to write is false, because they both show 244, so they are equal. Something similar to that. Challenge number 2. Which image is the odd one out? Is this one the odd one out? Is this one the odd one out? Is this one the odd one out? Or is this one the odd one out? I'm going to number them. So number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4. Which is the odd one out? And to answer this question, you need to work out what each number is showing, and then one of them will be different from the others, and the one that's different is the odd one out. Pause the video while you have a go. Okay, so for here, this one I've got 500s, I have got 4 10s, which is 40, and I've got 3 ones. So 500 add 40 add 3 is 543. This one here is showing 543. This one is showing 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 10s, which is 40, and I've got 3 ones, which is 3. So that's 543. Over here I've got to add together 500, add 140, add 3. 500 add 100 is 600, and then I've got 40 and 3. So I've got 643 in this one. So number 4 is the odd one out because that shows 643, but the others all show 543. That's the end of the lesson. So we'll see you back tomorrow for the last place value lesson.